Primal Chaos. Hey guys, Primal Chaos here. Welcome to the channel. You know that I've been doing a lot of singers lately who kind of borderline esoteric or unusual, or there's something about them that stands out. And amongst all the comments of those videos, the name that's been bandied around quite a lot is Diana or Diana and Kudanova. Help me out with the pronunciation on that one, because obviously I have no clue. And so, you know, it would be remiss of me to sort of skip past and not sort of investigate what's going on there, because so many people are sort of throwing it out there, saying things along the lines of she's the best singer in the world right now, or, you know, she's super unusual, and if you like X, you're going to like her, you know, blah, blah, blah. So it's one of those things where I need to look into it, because, you know, this channel is all about the recommendations that you guys throw at me. And so I'm pulled in the directions that you guys want me to go. And this one I've sort of bypassed a little bit for no reason other than I've just had so much on my plate. And I thought it's time to get back into it and say, okay, what's special about this performer? What's unusual? I have no context. I know obviously the song Wicked Game, which is the title that a lot of you guys have been recommending that I watch first. So I don't know if that's the case or not. Let me know in the comments. But, you know, it's one of those things where she's obviously done something special, and it's a song that is dear to my heart. I'm a big fan of the beautiful sort of nuance and heart of the original Chris Isaak version. And also I'm a big fan of the rocked out hymn version as well. I think they do a great sort of version. Like, while not as nuanced, it's just a cool sort of vibe to it as well, a cool energy. So it's a song that can definitely be molded in different ways. Hopefully they do something really unique and interesting with it. So I'm just going to dive right in. This is Diana and Kudanova with Wicked Game. Here we go. Okay, so they're going a little bit more traditional.
The world was on fire, and no one could save me but you. It's strange what desire will make foolish people do.
Interesting.
I never dreamed that I need somebody like you.
Okay, all right.
I never dreamed that
I just sound like, wow, she definitely has an unusual timbre. That's interesting.
Class.
Ooh. It's interesting how she's switching up and down sort of her head.
To make me feel this way. What we getting to do to let me dream of you.
What is going on?
We getting to say you never felt this way. What we getting to do to make me dream of you. I don't wanna fall in love. No, I don't wanna fall in love.
Wow, well, I mean, the arrangement's amazing too. Love that rhythm, man.
No one could save me but you.
Wow. Okay. All right. I wanted to say so much during that, but I didn't want to stop and lose the progression of it because it was building so beautifully. So I got a lot to talk about after the ad break. Stick around and I'll give you all my thoughts on that one because that was interesting. Hey guys, today's video is brought to you in part by Skillshare. Now, anyone who knows me will tell you that I have way too many interests and hobbies. I'm also what's known as an autodidact, which means I'm largely self-taught, but my interests vary wildly amongst an entire gamut of disciplines. Disciplines ranging from things like music production, composition, video production, YouTube content creation, 3D printing, 3D modeling, electronics, woodworking, drawing, painting, graphic design, computers and code. The list just goes on. And in order to become proficient in all of these disciplines, it's taken me a lifetime of skills gathered piecemeal here, there, and everywhere. By and large, it just takes so long to develop a skill level in any of those individual things. But it ain't the old days anymore. And today we've got services like Skillshare, a service that provides you with near limitless amounts of information for one small subscription fee. Seriously, all of their curated learning modules and lessons and classes, they're all available at your fingertips. What if you're a graphic designer and then one day you just need to learn something very specific in the world of spreadsheets? Your Skillshare account has you covered. And the courses are all curated, meaning that there's a standard level of competency required for anyone to be teaching a course. And the best part about all this is Skillshare offers free trials. So all you need to do is click the link in the description. It'll take you to their site and you can start learning right now. Or, wait till after my video. But either way, look, Skillshare. Wow, it was just really unusual. And there's so much about it that was unusual, but in the most beautiful way. She's fascinating. First of all, she looks like a beautiful ingenue on stage. She looks so fragile and delicate. And then she produces this amazing, heartfelt, earnest performance, right? So visually, you can see why the audience is connected with it. But where it gets really interesting is just her unique timbre and her unique tone. There are shades of, that not vowel sound, I guess it's more like a consonant sort of rollover thing that she does, where where everything sort of pulls over. I don't know if that's a regional thing as far as her language or accent or whatever, but it's not 100% unique. There's been singers who have performed like that for many years. They're few and far between, but they exist. Like there was a singer from a band back in the late 80s called Yas who had a very similar tone to that. And also, I believe Tony Childs, who was around in sort of like when would it be? Early 90s, she had some really big hits. She had an amazingly huge album, actually. She was part of the fabric of Australian culture for a while there. But she, similar sort of concept of like the sort of rolled over sound, right? A lot of heavy sort of leaning into R's a little bit more than usual. But it's used with great affectation here. Like she sort of doesn't do it 100% of the time. She's using it as an effect here. And it's really interesting. And it sounds almost haunting in a way. That's what's kind of bizarre about it. There's also the fact that she has that insane low register, which is funny because at the start of the song, when she's like, the world was on fire, she's sort of like, your first impression is, okay, she's bottoming out on the low notes. Sometimes when a singer is, they might start a song lower than they're probably comfortable with so that they can hit a high note at the end or sort of bring it right up. And so sometimes you'll hear a vocalist bottoming out. So they'll be like, it'll be too low for them. And rather than just sing the notes badly, it's a little bit easier to sort of relax into those low notes if you sort of bring it right down to almost a whisper, right? And so that, to me, at first I'm like, okay, she's kind of a little bit bottoming out, but it's going to be interesting. Maybe she'll take this really high, But it turns out, a minute later, she's doing this incredible low register. So she's not bottoming out. It was a stylistic choice of being breathy and earnest and emotional, right? Which is fascinating. Like her ability to arrange this vocal performance in such a nuanced way is stunning. How old is she? I don't even know how old she is here, but I'm assuming young, right? But that low register, it doesn't sound real. It's when she starts doing those sort of subharmonic vocals or whatever it is, it sounds like somebody got the tape and slowed it down. It looks dubbed. It doesn't look real. You're looking at it going, It sounds like someone else's voice, but it doesn't. It doesn't sound like like they've traded her voice with some boomy sort of like baritone guy. It sounds like they've taken her voice and they've slowed it down on a tape machine until it was a lower pitch. It's very unusual. I don't think I've ever heard anything quite like it, to be honest. But it's certainly fascinating. I also wanted to talk about like just the production of the song. The arrangement, I should say, was fascinating because it's super dramatic and almost to a degree cinematic, I guess, in that it sort of tells a story just in the production. It's got those sort of drums and things like that. It's kind of, it reminds me in a way of like more progressive alt sort of EDM sort of stuff, like I'm trying to think, like Florence and the Machine is a great example of something like that, where you have a singer with a really unique voice and just wonderfully originally produced songs that sort of are more than just the basics, right? They really have a lot of flavor and heart in the arrangement of the song as well. And that's kind of what I see here, and it's brilliant. Like I'm really genuinely curious to see. I'm assuming this is fairly old, so what is she doing now? Is she still performing? Is she doing I need to know more about. Is it Diana or Diana? So let me know in the comments as well. And Kudanova. I'm probably saying that wrong too. But yeah, I'm fascinated. I genuinely am. Send me more of this. I need to know. I need to go deeper. It's the sort of same sensation I got the first time I heard Angelina Jordan, like where you're just like, what is happening right now? It doesn't make any sense, but I'm definitely curious to hear more. Hit me up. If you feel like I brightened your day at all, feel free to support the channel just by buying me a coffee. I'll leave a link in the description, or you can just hit the thanks button below the screen on YouTube. Any of that is super helpful, and everything I get from that I put straight back into the channel to try and make this a better production for you guys at home. And like, share, follow, subscribe. I'm trying to get my content out to as many people as possible so that we can build this community and enjoy music together. That's the dream. And yeah, that's basically it. Thanks again, guys. Stay primal, and I'll catch you on the next one.